Alright, hello and welcome. I just point this more in my direction. Um, oh, that's the wrong thing. Does this work? Oh, that doesn't do anything yet. Video capture device, maybe? Yeah. Does this work? It does work. Do I want to put it in? I don't know yet. It's very weird, because it's just going to be me looking down a lot. Then I'll have to remember what's on the other side of here. Yeah, sure. Why not? Let's go one day. We'll roll this in here. It's off on the side anyway. Probably means I'll need to figure out a actual place for the webcam rather than just sort of off to the side here, but don't crash. Ah. Close that. That's good. That's fine. Oh, right, I know it. Sorry, I feel like I'm having to shout. But, here we go. You here. And then you here. Cool. We're all set up. So anyway, like I was saying, or like I put in my starting message, we're gonna finish this tree up. Probably color that other thing that I drew when I was bored. This thing. And then, I don't know, make some more trees. Hello and welcome. Take that, brown. How it goes is hopefully your weekend's been a good one. Start here. Oh, am I dumb? Hang on. No, I'm not dumb. I got my audio on. I've occasionally left the mute on and then tried to talk to people. Doesn't work particularly well. I mean, not really. It's only 48. And this is just like the small, that's like the intro set. You can get boxes of hundreds of colored pencils. Though these pencils specifically, the Prismacolor ones, you actually can buy individual at the individual level too. But so how did you find my stream, since you're immediately here? So please let me know if the music is too loud or if I am too quiet. Or vice versa, the music's too quiet and I'm too loud. But anyway, so yeah, finishing up this new method of tree construction. Similar. Where did I put that other piece? So while this one was more rigid of a setup, I really need to get a filing cabinet. Yeah, see now you can look down in the corner there and you can see just dig through stacks of my stuff. Anyway, this is a more rigid setup and this was a little more free-form. Still looks kind of weird, I'm not exactly perfectly happy with it yet, but I think I've got a good method. I'll actually do one more. Ooh, I should color that geometric one in with the kaleidoscope pencils. Now that I think I have I should have a pencil sharpener big enough. I guess the roots are a little more normally constructed, but still, I think it really, I think it works pretty well. Pencil with it. Anyway, so had a very fun weekend. Did a brew with my friend and my brother. And the beer is going to turning out pretty nicely. How have I managed to misplace all of my black pens? That's so unfortunate. Knock all the pens off my desk. Okay, I knew where I had a black pen. Some of these are a little less connected than I remember drawing. Anyway, so yeah, we did a brew this weekend. The beer turned out, well, is turning out. The yeast is just going just going crazy. But unfortunately, the mead, the temperature dropped overnight, so we're probably going to have to do, well, it's supposed to get warm during the week again, so hopefully it'll pick up, but may have to pitch in some more yeast. I mean, it wouldn't be the worst thing, it would just be annoying that didn't take. Alright, there we go. Something I think. Blues and some greens. Actually, two greens. go. Man, not too much longer. I need to get a little pencil extender for these. Yeah, so the beer will be an IPA, and the mead is just because mead's really easy and it's fun to drink. And if you're doing one brew in the day, you've already got all the equipment out and all the sanitizer made. So figured might as well make another like 5-ish gallons. But so getting the kitchen redone soon, so I'm not sure that's going to affect my production, because I don't know how much I'll be able to do when people will be tearing the floor up. That's, you know, it's not directly above me, but it's not too far away. Plus, at some point, they're going to have to kill the power, so don't know. I may temporarily move in with my brother. Just do that. So really the only thing I not dislike, but like this, you know, this one is very separate from this one. I don't know. Probably could have figured out a way to like blend them together a little more, but at the time I wasn't seeing it. Hopefully after spending a little time, you know, why not start from there. Spending more time working on the idea, it will eventually, something will pop out at me. Alright. So if it touches brown and green, then it gets filled with green. These are more leaves. Yeah, that makes sense. And then the all green sections will be blue, because that's where the sky is. Seeing through the leaves. For this area, I'm actually not going to do that. I thought I heard something. Must have been the music. Or I was like wiggling around in my chair and it just was the chair squeaking or something. Or could have been the desk. Multiple options. And this is obviously the sky through the branches, right? Makes an amount of sense. I feel like I've heard this, where silence is non-existent. This was in a movie, right? I mean, I'm gonna hit it with a thumbs up, but no one is posting anything about if it was in like a movie that I might have seen. I don't know, maybe I should have done the whole, like, just all the branches brown, and then, like when they ended, you know, just the part, the tip that they end here, you know, so it'd be brown up to here, and then green for the new growth, and then this whole thing fills in green rather than blue. You know, a couple ideas. It's the whole point of having test ideas, right? Figure out what works, figure out what doesn't work. Hopefully as quickly as possible. What? Oh, you thought my hand was a face. Interesting. Yeah. The more I fill this in, the more I think it would have been better that way. Oh well. Funk City. Pretty funky. And this chord down here. Underground stream or groundwater, whatever. Something. Plus, after I finished setting it all up, I realized that I didn't connect these to anything, so. Oops. Dark brown. No, purple. That's dark brown. Dark brown for the dirt. Hopefully the webcam isn't shaking too much as I am drawing, actually. Something I didn't think about. I'll try and... Like, I mean, I'm looking at it right now and it's shaking a lot, but I'm looking at the video, and the video seems pretty stable, so I'm just gonna blame that, not blame, but chalk that up to some masterful Logitech programming. That keeps it stable, even though it looks like it's shaking kind of a bit. Alright. There we go. A little... I don't know, probably took 2 hours all told. Get all these guys put back away. Probably just take them out of this, into like a jar or something to be a little easier. Okay. Yeah, take a quick picture. Okay. Then a quick crop. Okay. Oh, please just save regularly. Okay. There we go. Alright, well, we're done with this. Again, nice practice. We will come back to that method, but first... kaleidoscope pencils. Let's make sure that the pencil sharpener that I got is big enough. Fancy Japanese pencil sharpener. It came from the Corning Museum of Glass. But you'll notice that they're much larger than regular pencils, so all the pencil sharpeners I had were insufficiently sized. But now I have one, so cool. So I will want black. This. There we go. Alright, so obviously we're gonna fill in all of the background is gonna be black to make this stuff look even more. We know the best way to go about. Zoom in enough for you guys. Let's just move those over there so they're more out of the way. Yeah, this was just, I got bored Friday night and I was watching some number file videos. So I decided to be like, well, what if, well, I don't know how well I can actually be able to color these curves in. I did make them rather small. So let's, because it's all a bunch of small loops. I might have done this a little too small. Some of these colors make really hideous color mixtures. I wonder if any of those can have, like, a setup of 4. I don't think so. I think the way the Hilbert curve works, it would have... But anyway, so yeah, I was watching some old number file videos, and there's one about Hilbert's curve. It's a series of curves called space-filling curves. So I'm basically just gonna snake my way around, kind of spiraling inwards. So right now we're on the outer layer. That's why I didn't do those guys. But basically, if you could do this process to an infinite number of steps, this curve, this line, straight line, well not straight, but this line would hit every single possible point, and thus you change a, like this one, this is kind of a really ugly one. I don't know how well it's showing up in here. Alright, I need to, can't look at the Twitch. Gotta look at the, not the widget store, the editor. Don't move it around, I don't think you can see it. Yeah, well, whatever. It's like this weird orange and gray and brown, but like you can see, it mostly looks like it just kind of makes like a smeared poop stain kind of a color. Oh, okay. It's like, is that the song, or is my internet just deciding to turn itself inside out? There's some very interesting things that come out. Like, you notice this row was all of this same shape. And then this row is actually going to be the same as that row, but flipped because of the way you make the curve. I don't know how I feel about these colored pencils. They're alright, but I also have some chameleon markers that are, they're markers that basically you put the cap of one marker on the other one, and you can twist and mix the colors together. I think that would be a fun thing to like come up with a layout that's got a series of rules about it, and then just kind of start going. But I find things like these space filling curves and stuff like that, you notice that this side, these two are not mirrors because it's not flipped around that axis. It's flipped around this axis. Well, it's one shape made smaller and put in you start with a three-sided shape like that, and then you just keep dividing it and basically taking that same shape and laying it around the curve. Hello and welcome to everyone that just showed up. Currently coloring in my math-inspired drawing that I made on Friday. Figured, why not use the kaleidoscope colored pencils that I've got that I haven't had a chance to... Chance is the wrong word, but I haven't really felt like using in something. And since this one is just a ton of individual loops here, I figured why not use the kaleidoscope pencils? And we can make a real interesting and colorful space-filling curve idea. Like, this one is just... the black overpowers all the other colors. You can see I made a little mistake there. Nothing that a little coloring over it won't fix, no. these are gonna... bunch of little loop rings here. Again, please let me know if I'm being too quiet or if the music is too loud or whatever. Been feeling a lot better. Last week I was very congested and sneezing a lot. It was so weird because, you know, like, I was clearly sick with something, but I did not have the rest of the hallmarks of being sick. You know, there's no aches, no chills, you know, nothing like that, just a lot of sneezing. I think I picked something up at the shed, like, I don't know, too much penguin urine or something. Because it definitely, there are parts of the shed that are very stinky. The shed is an aquarium, if you are not aware of that. It's a pretty good one. I mean, maybe I'm a little biased about that, but but it was a free day, so went with the friend that I was hosting for their birthday. And we had a fun time, but I don't know. Either something from the animals or all the screaming children that were there because it was a free day. And you know, there weren't too many screaming children, but you know, where you get a lot of children and the ability to touch some of the sea life, you probably can end up in situations where you know, there's a weird mold or something that just gets up in your nose and you gotta sneeze it out. I do kind of like the way this turned out, so I may try and like make this in Inkscape, because then once I make the first part, you know, then it's just duplicate, and transform, and you know, just scale it. Because to make the next step is to just take this piece and duplicate it 4 times and rotate it in a specific way. You can sort of see here, you know, in the negative space, you can kind of figure how this whole shape is going to be manipulated. Because if you look at these 4, so like this quadrant, you've got the same pattern. So this one is you know, here, here, and then here and here. So did I use this one? No, I couldn't have, because that one's like red and green, so. Like a watermelon flavored candy that started to melt in the sun. Or like one of those watermelon popsicles. I don't know, maybe it's just because this is such a small scale. You don't really get to see all the colors come out in cool ways, but oh, of course, yes, I am still here. Audio library. That one I did do 2 in a row. Okay, so now I'm not gonna say I can be sloppy, but I'm not saying that I can't be a little faster and looser. About coloring this stuff in. Fill the background in, I mean, probably no shot. Really makes the colors pop out that much more. Also, I watched the first episode of the Dark Crystal series. I don't know, the puppets are kind of weird. Just, I don't know. Like, if they were all CGI, and they, like, it's just weird because they're clearly real things, because they're puppets, and people worked insanely difficult, like, on these things to make them look good, and they do. It's just that it's very hard to take it too seriously when, you know, you're like constantly reminded that this is also kind of the Muppets because it's Jim Henson. Apparently a lot of these have blue pieces. And so it just is a weird little, like at the end of the first episode when they kill the one Gelfling in a kind of brutal way that is gonna probably scare a bunch of kids, and it has some bizarrely specific sexual fetish references in there, so that's just going to be weird for the kids later in life. But that's probably not intended. But they just kill off one of the Gelflings, and you're like, well, damn. It's very, though I don't know if she's dead. They made a point of saving some of her essence after they were drinking. Yeah, also then it's like continually saying that they need to drink the essence, and then they extract the essence, and it's, you know, a white liquid that glows, and then so I mean when there's like a little weird sexual undercurrent, or maybe it's just me. But they saved some of the essence, so I'm wondering if Mira will be restored. One, from just a story standpoint, you know, why would they? You know, it's, I believe, ostensibly a story for children, so don't know if they're really gonna kill off the love interest like that for real. But on a more cynical side, those puppets are probably really expensive, so I don't know if you would make a fully articulated puppet like that and then kill the character off. I mean, I don't know how much you can cannibalize one of those puppets for other puppets. I know nothing of puppeteering, but that was just one of my more cynical thoughts on why that they probably won't keep Mira dead for the whole time. Is that, well, they already made the puppet. I don't know. I'll probably watch more. Never watched the actual show. Or, not the show, the movie. The original Dark Crystal. I don't know. It feels like, you know, I own a copy of the DVD. I don't know, maybe one day. I'll stream it, everyone can watch it with me. Fill in that final, you know, fill in another hole of my childhood nostalgia that I missed out on, apparently. But I don't know, it just kind of seems like one of those movies that if you didn't see it at the correct age, you're just never gonna, like, you can go back and watch it and be like, yeah, I mean, it's like good, I guess. Do you want to watch it again? Oh no, I don't think so. It's like 2.5 hours long or something. 2 hours long, maybe? So again, that's a long time to spend with puppets. Yeah, the black one doesn't stick out very well, but I suppose didn't have much of a choice there. Yeah, everyone's very quiet today. Who's in here? Oh. Well, it says 3, but I only recognize one name, so interesting. Oh, yeah, so this Tuesday, I will not have a late night stream. We're going to see King Crimson. So, just regular... during the day streams Tuesday, those will still happen, but no late night stream. It's not even late night, I guess. Evening stream probably is a little better way to put that, but... I don't know if I've... Like, I probably have heard King Crimson songs, and if you put one on for me and said, this is King Crimson, I'd be like, oh! But I cannot name a King Crimson song off the top of my head. But I'm like that for many, many bands. Also been watching Cannon Buster. It's good anime. Definitely made by people that were real big fans of like Outlaw Star, Cowboy Bebop, Trigun, that era of animation. I mean, there's a scene in one of the episodes that looks like a near shot-for-shot recreation of a scene in Cowboy Bebop. The fight moves all have that same style of motion. That's pretty good so far. 7 episodes in. It's also got a very, like, not Sinbad, Seven Deadly Sins, sort of, but also, what's the one with the genie, little kid? Magi, Gift of the Magi, or whatever. He's a wizard. He used to be able to, or he could summon the blue giant, and then he can't anymore. And there's these prison, dungeon, temple things. Sinbad's in it, and then there's a prequel with Sinbad, I believe. Sinbad, the legendary character, not Sinbad, the person who I believe is dead. 5. That was one I watched, I liked it, and then, I guess I finished it, or what was out at the time, and then there was like, well, we're not going to go forward, we're going to do some backstories, prequel stuff, and then I was just kind of like, like, it's cool, but I don't necessarily care that much. Well, who knows, maybe I'll finish Cannon Busters and still have an anime fix. Hit that up in Seven Deadly Sins, which I saw has had new episodes released, which I did like. I'd like to see where that keeps going. Who's gonna Steam friend is online now. Apparently in a very dubstep heavy thing. Okay, just once again checking to make sure I actually have sound on and I'm not being stupid. So it not accidentally close OBS. Maybe I'm still feeling a little tired from adventures yesterday. After we finished brewing, we ate dinner and through a little cajoling, I managed to convince my brother to go out for at least one drink. Come on, we did a successful brew. And so on the way out, we actually ran into some friends of our friend. And so then we just were like, all right, well, and then we sat at the bar and, what was originally planned for like a couple of drinks out and then head back became a close out one bar and then go to a 4 a.m. bar and close that bar out and then head home. But the 4 a.m. bar had $3 beers, so, I don't know, $3 Guinness, which actually is not too bad. And then especially because at that point in time, you don't want to just be like slamming beers, so the Guinness like forces you to be slower. Also, you may have noticed that I figured out how to turn off the stupid this thing. I'm going to turn it on now so I can get it in focus, but I found the setting. So we are going to take that picture. Cool. And I think that's where I am going to call it for tonight. It's been fun, had a good weekend. Looking forward to starting up with stuff next week. Monday, probably more Inkscape stuff. And then Streets of Rogue in the afternoon. And yeah, that'll be Monday. Like I said, more Inkscape ideas, but I like the way this one turned out. Or should this be the top? No, I think I made the right call. This is the top. Sort of looks like a book. Well, I guess you can't see it because I've changed my title card, but along the one edge. Anyway, thank you. That does it for me for tonight. The 3 viewers definitely going to raise my average up, so that's always a plus. Anyway, as always, thank you, and if you ever want to share any of my art, please do. Like, all the time. Just share it, and don't stop sharing it. That's what's gonna take this from something that I hope can become a hobby, or take it from a hobby to a career, pretty much, is I'm gonna need people to share my stuff. So, bye!